Happy Sunday, everyone. I hope you are enjoying wherever you are. It's a beautiful day, nice and sunny. Doesn't get chilly until the evening starts to come around, but if you have the opportunity to get outside and soak in some of that sun, get refreshed, go do it. Go do it now before the sun goes down and it gets too cold. So I'm just gonna wait for somebody to pop on, and let me get these cards ready. I'm gonna take my gum out of my mouth too. Sure y'all don't want to see me chewing my gum this afternoon. Hi Bonnie. Hi Denise. Get rid of that. What are you ladies doing this afternoon? Are y'all still with family? Hi Season. Oops. Let me get this wheel ready. Let me get this turned on so we can give away some prizes. The prizes from last week. Okay. Okay. All right. Hi, Bonnie. Thank you for watching, and thank you for sharing too. I forgot. I need to focus on that little black dot there so I can see you guys in the camera instead of looking at myself. Hi, Joyce. Hadn't seen you in a while, but I'm glad you're with us this Sunday afternoon. This bright, shunny, is that even a word? Sunny, this bright, sunny afternoon. But thank you guys for joining. I'll go ahead and get started. Denise is cleaning her craft room, hopefully. I'm gonna cheer you on, Denise, because I know what kind of a task that is. Ooh, and if you get something new, this just happened about a week ago. I finally got my new paper storage from Stampin storage, and of course that meant I had to like completely move things around and regroup. It's not so sunny in Minnesota. I want to say I saw a video just a couple of days ago, and you're right, it's not too sunny in Minnesota right now. I wouldn't want to be over there. Ooh, that's just too cold for me. But I will keep warm for you guys over here. I got my little heater on off to the left of me because I get cold easily, and I have a short sleeve shirt on right now anyway. So, but thank you guys for joining me this Sunday afternoon. If you've not ever been on this page on a Sunday afternoon, my name is Barbara Ragsdale, and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I am here to show you how to use the Stampin' Up products, the ones that you buy, the ones that maybe are still in a box somewhere and you don't know what to do with. Every week, every Sunday at 3 p.m. I go live to show you how to make cards, projects, home decor items, whatever it may be. That is what I'm here to show you, and to teach you how to use the products too, because there's nothing so frustrating than buying something and you were super excited when you got it, but now you're like, what do I do with this? I don't know how to use it. It was cute when I saw somebody else use it, but what do I do with it? So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to show you how to use the products and how you can be creative, and actually how you can make the products and the samples that you see in our catalogs. I know so often we go through catalogs and we're like, oh, that's so pretty. And if you're like me, you're like, I could make that. I might end up spending 50 bucks to make something that only costs $2 to buy, but that's me. Hi, Jackie. We do that. Crafters do that. We see things and we're like, oh, I could make that. And either we just say it or we say it and we do it. And it actually comes out pretty cute. And there is nothing more, for me, there is nothing more heartwarming than to be able to give someone a handmade card or a handmade gift, because handmade's not cheap. There's thought behind the process. There's some love that's thrown into the mix, and it's something personal. It's something that you're not going to be able to buy in stores. It's something that someone took the time to make for you, and I think that in itself is a pretty good gesture. So if you're ever lucky enough to get a card, a handmade card from someone, if you're like me, you cherish them, you put them away. I mean, you have them, you don't throw them away, but at the same time, it's always nice to go back through that box and look at all of the things that have been given to you that were handmade. So but I do thank you for joining me this afternoon. If you're not familiar with Stampin' Up, I have something right here and I'm not sure what it is, but we're a paper crafting company, and we cater to all levels of crafters. So whether you are a beginner and don't know what you're doing, never heard of Stampin' Up, or you've dibble-dabbled in it, or maybe you're even a demonstrator that's watching, we're here to cater to all different crafter type levels, and all of our products color coordinate. So we have over 50 colors in our product line, whether it's the cardstock or the inks, things along that line. But we also have all-inclusive kits. We have paper pumpkin subscriptions as well. So if you're on a crafting budget and you want things that coordinate, and you want to build a little stash of stamps and little ink spots, your paper pumpkin is the way to go. So let's go ahead and let me get this pointed down. All right, there is the monthly online ordering special. I'm going to try to get this as high as I can, but where I can still see some comments, hopefully. And that way you guys can see the demonstration as well. So if I miss some comments, I'll go back and reply to them later, or if I happen to glance up, I will acknowledge you then. But this is the monthly online ordering special, and every single month I have an online ordering special that when you place an order of $25 or more on my website, and you can go to my website here, or you can scan in that QR code and it'll automatically plug in this host code for you. You will get, in the month of December, you'll get a free kit in order to make these 4 cards. So you've got that one, you've got that one, which is a replica of what's in the current mini catalog. This one and this one. This uses the Dove of Hope bundle that's in the current mini August to December mini catalog, and this particular bundle, it's this one right here, is going to be retiring. The bundle is retiring, and the Dove dies right now are on sale for $29.70. So if you don't have that bundle and you want it, now is the time to get it through the year-end clearance that we have going on our website right now. And there are so many things, you guys, that are still out there that are discounted anywhere between 10% to 50%. It's like 3 pages long, 3 and something pages long. There we go. So go check out what's on the year-end clearance. And like I said, if your order is $25 or more, you're going to get a free cut kit in order to make these 4 cards for the month of December. So let me put that away. And let's give away the prize from last week. If you joined us last week, I have a different light. I'm trying to get it out of the way there. If you joined us last week, we made these 3 cards. We made this one, we made this one, and we made this one. And the purpose behind last week was to showcase celebration and new stamp sets. So all 3 of these cards were made using things that you can get free once Celebration starts. And Celebration is Stampin' Up's. It's an annual event, but next year it's going to be twice a year. But starting January 5th, for every $50 that you order online, you're going to have a choice between free stamp sets and free designer series paper. And this particular paper, I don't have this stamp set with me, so guys, I don't remember which one it was. All this was made for free. So if you want, you can go back and watch last week's video, but that's the cards we're going to be giving away. And there were lots of comments, lots of likes, hearts, shares. And how you get into the drawing is when you like my video, you maybe you gave me a heart, or maybe you even commented. For every comment that you make, you get entered into the drawing. And for every share, so when you share my video, you get 2 entries. And so you can see there was a lot of activity from last week. And so whoever wins, let's go ahead and spin that, is going to win these cards. Who is it going to be this week? Who is it? Barbara Cambron. Congratulations, Barbara. How exciting. Barbara is, she's not on my team, but we're on the same team together. I guess you could say it that way. To a certain degree. I'm not sure how we are in our levels, but congratulations, Barbara, if you're watching. I will have to get your address because I don't believe you have won before. But you guys, that is how you get into the drawing to get on the wheel to win the prizes that I give out every single week, which are the projects that we make. So let me put this aside. And let's show you. We're just going to go ahead and get started on today's cards. How about that? So in our new catalog, which if you don't have your new mini catalog yet, please let me know. They were mailed out back around the 9th, 10th of December from Stampin' Up. And I know with the mail, sometimes things are delayed, especially here lately. But this is the catalog that for the last few weeks we've been working out of, just to preview some things that are going to be available for sale January 5th. And I can't show you the inside of the catalog until January 5th, but I can show you the products. And today, because it's January, we are going to be working on some Valentine's cards. And because it's close to the month, the beginning of the month, I wanted to give you this week a sneak peek preview of what is going to be the monthly online ordering special for the month of January. And it's for January, but I want to say we'll start it probably January the 5th so that you can take advantage of new things that are going to be coming out. But this is the Forever and Always bundle out of the catalog. And let me see how much this bundle is. I bought it a while back, so I don't remember how much it was. Oh, the bundle is $45.75, and that's 10% off, and you get the stamp set, which it's a photopolymer stamp set, and you also get a set of coordinating dies that go with it. And we're going to be using pretty much all of this, not all of the dies, but we're going to be using some of these dies just to show you what this particular bundle can do. So let's put that aside and let's get started. And I'm going to show you the first card that we're going to be making. I wanted to go with not so traditional colors. Hi, Mary. That's my Thea. Hope you're doing good. But I wanted to show you guys some kind of non-traditional colors with the Forever and Always bundle. And this one actually is super, super simple. It's got a few steps in it, but that's okay. it looks really simple. It looked really simple to me. So I have everything already sort of cut out and sort of embossed, but because I wanted to show you a couple of things along the way. So let me get my little scraps off to the side and start building this thing. So we have mint macaron. So this color is mint macaron, and this was an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. Let's see. I don't have a full piece in front of me, but I have a full piece of paper here. And when I cut it vertically, exactly in half. So it's at 4 1/4 by 11. And that's my card base. And all we're gonna do is fold this in half. Let's see if I can see the ends there. And then let me get my bone folder and crease that edge. That way I have a good crease going. And this particular card can open either this way or it can open this way. And I designed it to open this way. Okay, so now I also have a piece of Whisper White, which I know you guys have heard me say our Whisper White is, our Whisper White is going bye-bye, but it's being replaced with another color called Basic White. This is my base on the inside, so let me get this put aside so that I don't accidentally stamp on that. And anytime you have a non-white or very vanilla card base, you want to put something white on the inside that you can stamp on. And if I was going to stamp something on this, I would stamp it before you put it down in case you mess up. So I've got that. And then the paper that I'm using is, let me get this out of the way here. I'm not sure if I ever showed all of the paper. I didn't open this, but we are using the True Love Designer Series paper that's also going to be in the new mini catalog. And let's see if I can pull some of this out. Some of you may have seen this, but you've got all this gorgeous paper, the front, the back, lots of black and white going on here, which is perfect for using our, and we're going to be using our blends to color some of these flowers. So you have all these different designs in this paper. And the paper itself is actually $11.50. I used this because I cut out a couple of the flowers. But I also used this because I cut out a sheet of, let's build the front here. Let's backtrack a little bit. I have a piece of basic black that's 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm going to use this as my mat on the front. So you want to hover this until we see about a 1/4 inch of mint macaron all the way around. And then this piece right here, let's work with this piece right now. We're going to be coloring these flowers using our Stampin' blends, and we're using light mint macaron and we're using dark mint macaron. So for now, let's go ahead and let's do the light. And I'm going to do this standing up, so you might, hopefully you don't see my head in this. I saw Pat join. Hi, Pat. And what we're going to be doing on our stamping blends, let me just show you before I start so you can see what I'm doing. On our stamping blends, we have 2 sides. We have a paintbrush side, and that's what I'm going to be using. And then you have a side that also, and these lines will show you, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a line right next to the end of those tips that show you how thick you're going to be coloring or writing. We're going to be using the paintbrush side, and all I'm going to do, you guys, maybe I can do this a little bit closer, is, do you see these black lines that are in the flower? I'm literally just You can like, not necessarily like wisping. I'm just using wispy little motions to kind of go over those black lines. You can go either way, whichever's comfortable with you. And honestly, it all depends on what flowers are cut on your piece of paper that will determine how much coloring you need to do. Obviously, the more little petals that you have, the more coloring you're going to need, but you'll start to see this kind of become colorful right before your eyes. I'm not coloring the whole flower because I still want some of that white to show. And I'm not using a real heavy, what can I say? I'm not using a real heavy, like I'm not really trying to really color it like I'm angry. I'm doing it like I'm just like, oh, la 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 la, just trying to get a little color in there on these little black marks. So that kind of helps give you a guide. And then you can always go back over the little areas where you think you need some more color. Just use those little black lines as guides. And even though I'm using the light mint macaron, the more you go over it, the darker it will get. And if initially it doesn't look like it's dark enough, just let it set for a little bit and go focus on another area. So you can see all these little areas that I'm going back over like I did the first time. They're getting darker as I go over it. And that's the beauty of these blends. You can actually get it as dark as you want it, or keep it as light as you want it. So let me see if I missed any spots over here. And that's all we're doing on this one. Keep it simple. And once you are happy with the amount of coloring that you have over that, then you can stop with that one. And then what I did is I took the dark one and I colored in real lightly. I'm not using a heavy hand to do this, but lightly I'm coloring in the leaves here. And I want to try to only go over it once because I don't want it to be terribly dark. But everywhere that you have a leaf, if it's easier, I think when I was doing the sample, I was like a kid in kindergarten. I was outlining it, and then I went back and then just colored in. That way I could get a little faster about coloring in between the lines. Let's see, got a couple of more over here. And of course I'm doing this standing up, so it's kind of awkward for me. Let's see, we're almost done. But I love this mint macaron. It's got a really retro color to it. And then just go back over it if you missed any other areas. Just go fill in, make it a little darker wherever you want it to make it darker. So now we have that. Okay, and then I also broke out the light So Saffron. I don't know if you can tell from that picture, but I did color the centers. I just put a little color into the center of the flowers. So Saffron and Mint Macaron are both in the same color family that we have. They're both part of our Subtles family. There we go. Got that colored. And then the last thing that I did is, I know I used this not too long ago, but I used Wink Stella. And I'm not looking at my comments, you guys, so if anybody new has joined, thank you for joining. We are using a new bundle out of the new catalog that's going to begin January 5th. And I know it looks like I am not doing anything right now, but I promise you I am. Wink Stella is actually liquid glitter in our little pen. It's got a little tip on the end, little brush tip. And it may not show up on the, I'm pretty sure it won't show up on the video right here, but I know I can see it. It's little bitty fine flecks of glitter, and it just helps give a little bit of shimmer to our flowers. So whoever wins this card next week, you will be able to look at this and go, oh, that's what she was doing. She was throwing some glitter on there. Okay. Now that I have my completed piece, you're gonna be like, what is she about to do? I'm gonna cut this up. So let me move some of this out of the way, because I didn't want to pre-cut this. Okay, so I got my little paper trimmer here, and I'm going to cut 3 cuts. I'm gonna cut an inch off, and then now I have a 4-inch piece left, and I need the other inch cut off, so I'm gonna cut it at 3. And you want to keep your pieces together. If you ever do this particular technique on any other cards, you want to keep your pieces together so that they, put that aside, so that when you put it back together, the image comes back together like it's supposed to. Okay, so I cut it that way, and I want to lay them out like that. And then now let me bring my base back. I've got my seal, and we're going to put these pieces down, and let me see if I can do a little cross there with my adhesive. Uh-oh, uh-oh, don't stick, don't stick. Okay, I wanted to make sure I picked the same piece back up. And now we're going to be matting this over our basic black. So you want to get it. I know this part might be tricky, so I'm going to do both. Let me put my adhesive on this one, and then let me put my adhesive on this one. I'll do all around. And then before you put it down, make sure that if you put these 2 pieces together, it's the same image, which it is. I'm going to loosely put this down. I'm not going to give any pressure to that one, because I want to take this one, and I want to make sure that if I put that piece back together, it's the same piece. And I'm going to scoot that over just a little bit. This could be a little tricky, because this adhesive could tend to not be so forgiving once you have it down. So once you have it down, you can give your end a little pressure, and then you'll be able to take, the middle piece, and then kind of hover it in between. We just want to see a little bit of black in between each layer. And then when you're happy with that, you can press down on it. So there you go. So now you have this piece, this completed piece that's been kind of separated, but visually all of the images look like they go back together. So we have that piece there. And then I wanted to showcase these 2 punches are in our annual catalog. We also have some dies in the new mini catalog, but I wanted to show you how, even with some of the things that we have in our annual catalog, you can mix mash products in order to produce your cards or projects. You don't have to just use everything that's in the same suite. Let's see. Oh, I got my scraps right here. I'm using a scrap of basic black and mint macaron, and on my sample, the black has like a scalloped edge to it, and the mint macaron has a real smooth edge to it. So let's do this. This is the Hearts Punch Pack. And I know I had it somewhere around here. Let's see. I'm trying to flip a paper with my left hand and I'm right-handed. Okay. The Hearts Punch Pack is actually $34 in the annual catalog. So this is a great way to use up your scraps. And then I want to punch one for Mint Macaron. Okay, and then all we're going to do is we're going to take this piece here. Make sure I'm going to put the adhesive on the right side. And I am going to put this directly down on the one that was black, that's punched, that has a little scallop to it. So now I've got this piece here. And I have lots of these little bitty mini dimensionals that I need to use up. So I'm trying to use up all these little random pieces that I have. So I just put the mini black dimensionals on the back, and I'm using black because once you turn the card sideways, you won't be able to see the white dimensionals. Okay. And I've got this piece here, and I have, I couldn't get it there. I've got this die. Now I wanted to show you, I went ahead and did this piece, but I wanted to show you how to use the die that says love, because the love is in white and the background obviously is in black. So I wanted to show you how to do that, and that love in the background is actually this die right here. It's like an outline of the love die. So I did that one. I put that there, and then in order to get adhesive on the back, you have a couple of options. You could certainly use regular adhesive, but you're probably going to see adhesive in between all of the writing. You can also use our fine tip glue if you wanted to dab a little here and there on the back of this love and then set it down on that black. But I also wanted to show you that we have this product called Adhesive Sheets, and I'm going to show you how to use those. The sheets actually come in, I think this is like 11 inches long, I think. Yeah, it's about 11 inches long by about 4 1/4 wide. They're long sheets of adhesive, which is perfect to use for detailed dies. And so in this case, we've got this detailed die that says love. And so in order to use that, you want to take your die, but you also want to take a piece of scrap paper, or a piece of, this one's pretty tight here, which is okay. But you want to take, in order to use the adhesive, you want to take a sheet of cardstock that's going to be the width of whatever die that you're cutting. If you cut it too much, you're going to end up probably using too much adhesive. But we're gonna be really close with this one. But once you take your piece that's already cut out, and you have another little piece of the adhesive, and on the back, I don't know if you can see this, but there's 3 lines because they've cut the adhesive for you. So when I cut this piece, I ended up with this one little square that was left. But you peel off the adhesive, and you have to be real. This piece right here doesn't have any adhesive on it, but this one in my right hand, it does. So you want to be really careful with where you touch it, and you want to put it directly over the piece that your cardstock. Now you are going to need your embossing machine, so let me bring the Stampin' Cut embossing machine over. Ooh, my arm just popped. I don't know if y'all heard that. My arm popped picking this thing up. I'm gonna run it through this way here. Okay, and hopefully you guys can see it. But when you put the die on the paper, you want to put the die on the side of the cardstock paper, and you want your adhesive to be on the bottom. So once you have your die, let me see if I can get this right. I probably cut this piece of paper too short, but no, we're good. That way you can see it there. We're going to put this down on our, oops, try not to move there, Barbara. And then we're going to run it through. That little popping is normal. So let me take this off. And then that's the only thing I was going to show you with the embossing and die cut machine. And now you can pop off your die, and notice how my L stayed on there. So I'm just going to use my take your pick tool and see if I can pop this little thing out. There you go. Oops, the L does come off separately than the OVE, just so you know. And then I have that little piece there in the center that I want to pop out. If it'll pop out, there we go. When I was doing the sample, the L made me think of Laverne and Shirley for some reason, just because it looks like Laverne's L. Okay, and so the rest of it you just pop out, and then these little bitty pieces that are in the center of, you can just pop those out with either your fingers or, and quite honestly, I probably didn't have to pop those out because once you pull this off, the adhesive off the back, keep in mind there's adhesive on the back, but it's not sticky because the adhesive part was stuck to the other side of the cardstock. You just peel, see if I can get this. Bear with me. Here we go. You just peel the adhesive off, and now the back of my L is sticky. Ooh. I'm trying to be careful not to touch it everywhere on the adhesive. And then you want to put this down so that you've got this white that's been matte on this piece of black. Just press it down. And same thing with your OVE. Peel the backing off. And then position your OVE to match and line up with the, I'm doing this standing up and with one hand here, you guys, so hold on. There we go. There you go. Just position it so that you see black all the way around the edge. And that's the piece that's on top of that heart. And I did put those up with dimensionals, so let's get some dimensionals on the back of that. By the way, the black mini dimensionals come in the same pack with the larger black dimensionals. So when you get the black ones, you get a couple of sheets of the larger ones and a couple of sheets of the smaller ones. Whereas when you buy the white ones, there's a full pack of larger ones and then a full pack of smaller ones. So you have to buy those separately. Okay. And then now we're just going to mat this on top of our heart. And then now that we're done with that, we can peel the little adhesive backings off of the back of the heart. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. And then just put that down in our right-hand corner. So there you have it. That was the sample that I did, and then this is the one that we just made. There you go. So I hope you guys like that one. Let me see if I can see the comments. Cindy, the L sure does. I love that show. I know. They don't make shows like that anymore. Just classic fun. So there you go. Card number 1, you guys. And I did want to tell you that this is one of the cards that will be the monthly online ordering special for the month of January, because the month of January is going to be showcasing the Forever and Always bundle. So today I'm making 2 of the cards for you. And then next week, I'll make the other 2 cards. But let me show you the next card that we're making. And it will be this one. I wanted to go with a somewhat traditional color. It's this is Rococo Rose. I know, Bonnie, it is pretty. And I wanted to keep this one a little bit more simple, so there's no die cutting or anything like that. We're actually going to stamp that. And we've got our, for now, our Whisper White base, which this piece right here, let me get my sheet of paper back out. This sheet right here is actually the top half of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So when I cut this, I put it in my trimmer and I cut it horizontal, and I cut it at 5.5. So you've got a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock here. And we're gonna fold this one in half. Get my bone folder. So there's our base. And then this piece right here is a 4 by 5.25 piece of Rococo Rose. Love Rococo Rose. Okay. And then this piece right here is a piece of the Designer Series paper from the paper that I showed you earlier, the Love You Always. And this piece is 3.25 by 5. And we're just going to mat this directly over and centered over that Rococo Rose. And then I have two pieces here. I've got a piece of Whisper White, which is 4.5 by 4.25. And so the black is going to be a 1/4 inch increment larger than that, so that it mats behind it. But we're going to be stamping the Forever and Always in Rococo Rose. And I already have that mounted on an E-block. So because it's photopolymer, we can see exactly where we're going to be stamping. And this card can actually say anything you want, because if you take a look at the sentiments on the stamp set itself, Forever and Always is what I'm going to be stamping. But you could say, love you with my whole heart. You can just mix and mash all these particular sayings that are on here to whatever you want it to be. Okay, so I already have those mounted. And let me ink this up with our Rococo Rose. And because it's photopolymer, I'm going to go ahead and bring out my mat. You want a foam mat. It's always safe to go with a foam mat, even if you have a hard surface. And then we're going to center this over this piece of Whisper White. Give it a little pressure. And then peel it off. And let me close up this Rococo Rose before I get that on everything. So now I have this stamped piece, and this is the part that I'm going to mat on this piece of basic black. So let's get some, I use seal adhesive. I just find the Seal Plus adhesive works a lot easier for me. It's a little bit pricier, but to take away the headache of the regular seal, I don't know, I still haven't quite gotten the other one down yet. But I like the way it comes out. It comes out really smooth. So I'm just putting 4 little black dimensionals on each of the corners. Gonna peel those off. And then I'm going to just turn it sideways on the front of the card. Okay. We're not done. I'm going to be using the light Rococo Rose on this card. Let's see. And I'm just going to randomly color some of these flowers. Not all of them. just because I want some of this color to balance out. So give me a moment here. Just random, nothing. We're not gonna do all of them. Just gonna do some of them. So let's do this one. That one's a pretty one. And I hope my hair's not in the, and then let's do this one. I saved this part for last because I wasn't sure what, let's do this one right here. What flowers would be showing after I put that mat down. Because we're just trying to get some color in there. Let's do that one. There's no rhyme or reason to which ones I did. I just did those. And then if you notice on my card, I've got these little black little specks here. They're the matte black dots that are also part of the suite, this particular suite. And oh, I wish I could show you guys the pictures, but I can't. I just put those in the middle. You certainly can use, oops. You certainly can use rhinestones. If you have some basic rhinestones, those would look equally cute on this card and actually would help complement those heart charms that we're going to be putting on next. Oops. I guess I should have used the other side of this. Take your pick with the adhesive on it. And I've got so many of these, so I want to put one on every single one. Get one down here. Okay. But I think rhinestones would look cute on there as well. And then we also have, this is going to be a new product. These are the heart charms, and you'll get 20 of these pieces, and I want to say they're $7.50 for a pack of 20 of these. These are so cute, so cute. Now to put these down, I'm gonna have to get down a little bit here. I'm gonna be using, I've got this upside down, our fine tip glue. This is what I was referring to earlier when you have detailed dies. If you want to use those to put your detailed dies down. But you have to be careful with this because this can dry out super quick. And I'm gonna unscrew this white piece here, and when I finish this, you're gonna see, I'm gonna pull this out, you're gonna see a little bitty tip right there, little pointy tip. That's the fine tip that they're referring to. Now I'm gonna take these, I hope you can hear me here. I need to be able to see where I'm putting this fine tip glue. Make sure it comes out. Oh, it doesn't want to come out on me right now, guys. Of course, because I'm live. Let me see if I can squeeze a little bit out. This fine tip glue does not want to cooperate with me. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to just open up a new one here. I have a new one on hand. I'm not sure why okay, so let's do the same thing. We're gonna peel this, pull that off. And what I'm trying to do, let me see if I can get a little closer so you can see, is I'm lightly squeezing, hold on. This is a little training tool, you guys. When you open up, I forgot, when you open up a new fine tip glue, before you start squeezing, make sure you take the top off, or you will be squeezing forever. There you go. Take that piece off so that you can actually get some of that glue out, and then screw this black top back on. That would help, Barbara. All right, so let's try this again. going to put this in my palm of my hand so you can hopefully see what I'm doing. But I'm using that little tip. Oop, there we go. If you squeeze too hard, you're going to get too much glue out. I just want to put little bitty droplets kind of here and there. But I want to be quick about this because this glue will dry. So I'm just going to drop it, and wherever it falls, there we go. That's where it's going to be. We're going to leave that. And then I'll try to put this other one on a little bit. You just have to be quick about this fine tip glue because that glue will dry really quick. So once you're done using it, you need to put the cap back on pretty quickly. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there while I put the tip back on. And getting that little, there's a little bitty needle at the end of that, and that's what gets inserted back into the end. Oh, I know this is, if you're getting anxiety watching me do this, then imagine how I feel. There you go. You can feel it once it goes in, and then you want to screw the cap on real tight back on, and then just keep it stored upside down so that it doesn't dry out in the top of this container and in the little barrel here. So I keep mine stored down. And then these pieces that I have here, just give them a little pressure. You don't need much because that fine tip glue is pretty sticky. So there you have it. There is card number 2. And like I said, this will be, there's the one that I did, the sample. And then there's the one that we just did. It's a little different. Had a struggle with that one, but that's why when you drop that, you want to make sure it's probably in the position you want to leave it in, because if you try to move it, you're probably going to smear glue, or you may even rip your paper trying to move that particular accessory. So where did my, oh, here it is. Let's bring that back. Let's put that there, and just show you the suite again. Well, at least the bundle again. And okay, you guys, that is all I'm going to show you today. Next week I will have 2 more cards. And let me just give you a little sneak peek of one of the other cards for next week. So you ready? Are you ready? Ta-da! There you go. That's your sneak peek. That's the 3rd card. And then the 4th card is actually still being put together right now. So let me move this stuff out of my chair. Make sure there's not a cat sitting behind me. Get you down here. And I'll go back and look at all of the comments. I couldn't see all the comments while I was doing that. But thank you guys. Lisa, great cards. Bonnie, nice cards. Thank you. I'm having fun playing with this set. And if you've never heard me say this before, that is one of the perks of being a demonstrator. You don't have to do lives, you don't have to do parties, you don't have to do all this other stuff. You could be a demonstrator and be a hobby demonstrator and do it just for the discount. But us demonstrators, we've been able to pre-order this stuff since the beginning of December, and we are just having a grand old time playing with all of the new things that anybody else couldn't be able to order until January the 5th when the new catalog comes out. So I hope you're enjoying the sneak peeks. I'm looking forward to showing you the other 2 cards next week, and I hope you guys all have a fabulous rest of your Sunday afternoon wherever you are. And if you're in a really cold climate, please stay warm. I will be bundled up for you over here in Texas. So but thank you, and God bless, and we will see you guys next Sunday at 3 p.m. And before I forget, I will be announcing in the next day the layouts Facebook Lives. So I know I said something about that last week, but I am making sure that it's going to work, the time is going to work, and I could do this every single week. So just stay tuned to my Facebook page, and then you will be able to know when to join me when I start doing 12 by 12 page layouts. So, all right, thank you guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.